Welcome. Today we will be discussing how to create, set up, and use a visual schedule. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what visual schedules are, I'll tell you. A visual schedule is a tool that is often used with individuals with autism to provide them some sort of predictability in their day. A visual schedule shows a picture icon, like this, of an activity that they're going to be doing at some point in the near future in their day. It can help the individual know what's coming up next, or maybe what they're working towards earning. It can also help ease transitions between activities, help them move through new tasks and learning new things like learning to tie your shoes, how to wash your hair, brush your hair, wash your hands. It can help them improve interactions with peers and provide overall predictability throughout their day. An important element that we need to consider when making visual schedules is how much information the individual actually needs to understand what's happening throughout the day. There are a variety of levels of visual schedules. Some simply use pictures, like this. Some use the pictures and the words, so there would be words on top that says memory game. And then some just use the words. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a basic visual schedule with simple icons. The individuals you will be working with are learning how to interact appropriately and successfully with their peers. They have been struggling to work cooperatively with one another in the classroom, so we're really working on these cooperative behaviors and reducing these problem behaviors. Before we begin, we need to determine what supplies we're going to need. So for the purpose of a visual schedule, you're going to need some Velcro, both the soft and sticky side, some laminating sheets, a laminator, a pair of scissors, pictures, and a piece of paper with 2 different columns that have 5 different rows here. And at the very top, we're going to have a to-do on the right side and all done on the left. Once we have all these things figured out, we need to print off our pictures and the paper with the title. Remember, these pictures don't have to be very large. They're generally 2 by 2 inches or even smaller, like 1 to 1. It's all dependent on the individual you're working with. Once the pictures are printed out, you turn on the laminator, you cut them out and place them between the laminating sheets and run them through the laminator. When the laminator sheet comes out the other side, you'll cut the pictures out, making sure not to cut too close to the paper. You take your Velcro and you attach the sticky side on the back of the paper icon, and you'll attach a long strip of soft Velcro or these dots of soft Velcro. You're going to do this approximately 3 inches from each side so you're not overlapping or anything. Once all the pictures are cut out, you're going to attach them to your visual schedule in the to-do side. So we're going to start with our Play-Doh. So the kids are going to be doing their Play-Doh actions first, or their Play-Doh activities. The next activity will be the kitchen. So they're going to do some cooking and some pretend play. Then we're going to use some crayons, we're going to do some coloring, and then we're going to do a memory game. And then at the very end, we're going to end with a big group activity with the parachute and the balls. So we're going to have these kids learn how to interact really, really well and positively with each other. So when we're teaching the individual how to use a visual schedule, we're going to start by giving them a standard phrase like, let's take a look at your schedule, or check your schedule. And then from behind them, you're going to tell them to go look at their schedule to see what they're doing next. So in this case, we're going to say, okay, go look at your schedule. This is right here. You're going to be playing with your Play-Doh first. So once they go through that, they go to the location for their first activity. When the activity's over, you give the standard phrase, let's check your schedule. And the individual comes back and looks at their schedule. They see that the kitchen activity is next. You prompt them to take this Play-Doh activity that they just finished and put it in the all done side. So you're going to repeat this for each activity that they have here. And once all of these icons are in the all done side, you're going to tell the individual that they've earned an activity that they want to do. So you give them a few minutes while you set up your schedule next. When you're learning and you're teaching these individuals how to use these schedules, they're not going to automatically understand it. Remember, we need to use enough prompts that the child gets to where they're supposed to be going, but then we fade the prompts out as they start to understand what a visual schedule really is, and they can start doing this on their own, so they can take their pictures and put them in the all done side. It's also really important to remember, if you can't fit the individual's entire day on the schedule, or they do better with less information, it's fine to simply put up just part of the day. While they engage in one activity on the schedule, you can arrange the schedule to include the next part of the day or have it ready on another board when you're putting up the first section. So overall, you're going to be showing them pictures of what they're doing next. You're going to teach them how to take their stuff that they've done on the to-do side, and you're going to teach them after they're done to put it in the all done side. Hopefully, they're going to start, they're going to understand that this is a really predictable sort of fashion, and they're going to understand that they need to interact with their peers appropriately. So once this is all done and set up, remember, you can arrange the schedule to include any part of the day that they need. Any part of the day, like if you need to go to see the nurse or something like that, you can make these icons. The possibilities are endless to what picture icons you can use. Whatever your child needs is the best way. Thanks.